Amanda the Adventurer is an indie horror game meant to be like if Dora the Explorer was possessed. And honestly, I mean, it already seems like it is. But with an indie horror game nowadays, it always has some hidden secrets and mysterious lore. And the same remains true with Amanda the Adventurer, complete with multiple endings. But how are you meant to get all these endings in Amanda the Adventurer? That's what we're exploring today. Let's do it. And at 5, a gruesome end. The bad ending in this game that's suitable for older kids is called a gruesome end, and it's actually the easiest of all endings. I mean, of course it is, it's the bad one. But to achieve this ending, players must stick to the tapes and solve the puzzles presented without any deviation. First, players need to watch the kitchen tape and bake an apple pie by putting the apple in the tin and placing it in the oven. After the video is done, set the oven to 425 degrees for 40 minutes, and then you get yourselves a pie. Next, players should watch the neighborhood tape and solve the piano riddle using the highlighted letters in that video, and after that, retrieve the accident tape from inside the piano and play it on the VCR. Pay attention to the 3 times that are presented within the video, then solve the clock puzzle by using the 3 times from the video and adjusting the digital clock, wall clock, and clock on the table. Once completed correctly, all the clocks will automatically synchronize. Retrieving the grandfather clock's missing hand from the cork board and placing it back on the clock, and then you finally set the grandfather clock to the time that all the other clocks have synced to, watch the tape that's given, and regardless of what answer you choose, players will end up with a gruesome ending. In it 4, a fateful end. One of the other possible endings in this game is a fateful ending, which is more complicated than a gruesome end. To reach this ending, players need to follow several steps. Firstly, they must find the safe code inside the grandfather clock while playing a gruesome end in the game's haunted house. After opening the safe though, players should take out a paper and a pause button. They then need to attach the pause button to the TV and place the paper on the corkboard next to it. Next, players should play the kitchen tape and pause it immediately after the answered knife. They will then see an arrow on the fridge pointing to the oven set at a specific temperature. Players then must walk over to it and turn it to 525 degrees, which will change what is displayed on the TV. After finishing watching a tape, a recipe card will spawn next to the oven, giving players directions to make a meat pie. The next step is to take the cheese and head on over to the other side of the room, where players will find a mousetrap on the ground which they need to put the cheese on. Then you wait a moment and then a rat will be captured, and once it is, they pick it up, put it in the tin, and then they also need to pick a mushroom from the wall to the right of the TV and place it in the tin as well. Then to complete the puzzle for the meat pie, players will need to find a potato plant among the potted plants on the bookshelf with a moon symbol on it, as indicated on the paper found in the safe, and then once they do find it, they need to place it in the puddle of water that is to the right of the TV in the corner and wait until the potato is grown. They should then put the potted plant with the potato plant in the pie tin along with the mushroom and the rat and then place the pie tin with the rat, potato plant, and mushroom in the oven. After closing the door, players will see a videotape inside, which is a whole other set of issues and probably some health code violations, not including the fact that there was just a rat in there. You know, that's aside the point. Gordon Ramsay wouldn't be impressed. Actually, no, I think Gordon Ramsay would be impressed that they throw a rat, a potato plant, and a mushroom in a tin in the oven and you come up with a videotape after that. But that's aside the point. I'm rambling. So yes, after closing the door, it'll open and you'll see another tape inside, which you then should watch. And then once that video is over, a coloring book will appear on the table. Players need to click on the 24/7 shop, the candy shop, and the butcher shop in that order, and then the page will flip. The players will then need to select the same 3 shops in the same order again on the 3rd page, and then this will give you the key code to the toolbox, where you'll then take the family tape from it and watch it. When Amanda asks about helping the kitten, players should say yes. If they say no, alright, if you say no, you will trigger a gruesome end again, okay? So you have to say yes, otherwise all of this was for nothing. Players should then play out the rest of the video and then look to the trapdoor and complete the fateful ending. And at 3, a hollow end. The 3rd possible ending in this game is called a hollow end, and to achieve this ending, players must follow the same steps as the 2nd ending, but with a couple of modifications. Firstly, open the toolbox using the code GUTS and take out the scissors. Cut the doll's head off with the scissors and remove the batteries from its neck. Then you gotta look to the little robot near the piano, BabbleBot, and then open its back panel and insert the batteries. This will then activate the robot, and then you can watch the cooking tape and bake an apple pie. After that, watch the neighborhood tape and pause the video when Amanda and Wooly are standing in front of the greeting cards display, and the sign above the cards indicates the cost of BabbleBot, which is $1,503.25. Enter this code into the robot and press the green check mark. It will express condolences condolences to Kate, whoever that is. We're assuming that it's Amanda's mother. And then you can finish watching the tape and pick up the birthday card next to the table. It contains the next code for BattleBot, which directs players to cook at 325 degrees for 30 minutes. Set the time and the temperature to the oven to match the bot's instructions, and then there'll be a candle with a card inside of the oven. Place the candle on the cake and then open the card. This will open up the piano where another candle is waiting, almost like a roguelite horror game, kind of. But then you take that, put it on the cake as well, and it will melt, giving players the next tape. Play the tape all the way through and then look at the table for the next one. Then you can open the lock on the armoire and play the tape that's inside there. Grab the bucket from the inside of the armoire and fill it with water from the dripping puddle in the corner by the TV, the same one that you used to grow the potato plant. You just put the bucket there and a drop will fall into it eventually. And then you throw the water on the Then you throw the water on the robot and its head will pop off. Unfortunately, it breaks my heart to see it. There'll be a key inside of his neck, which you'll have to use to open the chest under the window at the other end of the room. And then, as you're watching the tape that's given to you, when Amanda asks if she can share a secret, tell her no. Yeah, you just say no, you can't. And then she'll say that she thought you were different and then basically makes you leave. You turn around, walk away from the TV, head to the trapdoor, and then you get the ending. There's not much to it. The entire room is all of its furniture, but I guess that's why they call it a hollow end. And ultimately, in number 2, the end. Another possible ending in this game is known as just the end. To reach this ending, players must follow similar steps as the second and third ending, but with some other alterations. To start with this, like I said, you access the toolbot with the guts code and obtain the scissors. You use the scissors to cut off the doll's head, remove the batteries from its neck. You then put those batteries in BlabbBot, I think. Is it? I keep saying BabbleBot because that just sounds better to me, but I think it's BlabbBot, but that's aside the point. You watch the cooking tape and make a peach pie using the peach that is hidden on the shelf behind some boxes to the left of where the oven usually sits. Then you watch the butcher tape and pause the video when Amanda stands before the cards display. Above her head there are musical notes this time that will spell the word facade. Then you play these notes on the piano, so F-A-C-A-D-E, and then you'll find a plant pot to the right side of the window near the wall on the floor, and then you'll water it using the dripping water and then give it to the doll. You'll put a little flower in her hair and she'll say thank you. Then in the family video, when Amanda asks for the name of Father Chicken, answer Sam, which is her father's name, and she'll look a little bit confused and concerned. Then look at the floor by the table, and in the injury tape, when Amanda inquires who can help Wooly with his knee, you say nobody. You pause the video, retrieve the tape on the floor next to the table, and then you'll have all 5 secret tapes. Inside the oven, again, you place the candle on the cake, and then it will reveal another candle, which then you also put on the cake, and it will melt and give you another tape. You play that tape until the end, then you collect the next one, then you open the lock on the armoire, play the tape that's inside that, retrieve the bucket from the armoire, fill them with water, pour the water onto the robot to detach its head, you take the key, you use the key to open the chest on the window of the other end of the room, and then when Amanda asks you to share a secret, this time you say yes all 3 times. Finally, during the cutscene that plays, you'll end up picking up a brick, or you'll have to pick it up by yourself by clicking it, whatever happens. You pick up the brick and you throw it at the TV to complete this ending. This is, I'm assuming, the best ending, but probably not the canon ending, which will seemingly release Amanda's spirit and lets light back into your life, since the sun rises outside the window instantly after the TV explodes, and it kind of, I guess, lifts the curse that was brought onto this house. Also, thanks Aunt Kate for giving me a frickin' haunted house and not even telling me it was haunted. Do you year-round haunted house? That sounds like a great idea. Marshall Erickson was right. Do you know how much bank that would make? People love scary crap. I don't personally, but I'll scare people. I'm fine with that. That's great. Let's do it. And finally, in number 1, the end. The ultimate conclusion to Amanda the Adventurer is known as the end with a question mark. To attain this ending, players must follow the same instructions as the end, but must have discovered all 5 hidden tapes scattered throughout the game. Alright, you have to have all 5 tapes, and if you don't have all 5 tapes, you'll get the normal the end. If you do, you'll get the end with a question mark. These tapes can be found while progressing throughout the game. In the kitchen video, instead of baking an apple pie, you make a peach pie using the peach that can be found on the shelf left to where the oven usually would sit. It's hidden behind some boxes. In the butcher video, when Amanda is standing in front of the card displays, there'll be a sequence of musical notes that spell the word facade. You use those in sequence on the piano panel, like I said, FACADE. Side of the window, players will need to locate a plant pot on the floor near the ground. You grow it with the dripping water and then give it to the doll. That'll give you another one. In the family video, when Amanda inquires about the name of her father chicken, you'll have to answer Sam, and then you'll take a glance at the floor. There'll be another one there. In the injury video, when Amanda asks who can help, your response should be nobody, and then you'll pause the video to find a tape laying on the floor near the table as well. Once you have all 5 of these tapes, once they're on the shelf, you'll actually be able to see them on the shelf. You repeat the same steps as the end. This time it'll have a slightly different ending. This time, after you throw the brick in the TV and it explodes and then the light comes up, you'll look to your left and you'll see a mysterious man that I've talked about in previous videos making a guest appearance. Something that will surely make you question everything, and probably what I'm assuming is going to be the canon ending. I mean, it kind of makes sense for that to be the case. I mean, the most mysterious ending is going to be the one that's canon, because I mean, how else are you gonna have a series as successful as FNAF without that? I'm just mad that they didn't have a talking monkey and that they instead went with a talking sheep, because monkeys are cooler than sheep. But oh well, I guess Wooly's the goat. I'm gonna keep making that joke every time I talk about this game. If you want to see more about Amanda the Adventurer, be sure you click the video that's popping up on screen. Hopefully it's that one. Maybe I'll make sure that it is. I don't know. I can't tell the future, and I forget a lot of things. Thanks for watching. Bye. To reach the... Oh, it goes off. That's the first time in a while it cuts off. The paragraph was too long. Oops. Mobby. Alright, well, we can... I mean, it looks like it's... Oh yeah, it looks like we're good. Yep. Gotta break things up into paragraphs, my bad.